Top of the morning to you. I'm up early. Today is a school day to me, but I'm getting it hot off the presses. All right, I'm getting it hot off the presses. That, according to my intel from inside the meeting with Mike Morath, the Texas Education Agency will take over the Houston Independent School District. My intel is 100% accurate. Hold on a second. My intel is 100% accurate. So for those that are trying to wait, there will be a press conference. I put out a letter that Senator Paul Betancourt. Hold on, we froze up. Hold on. Let's try this a different way. Because it's crazy. I put out a letter that Senator Paul Betancourt put out this morning. They will do a press conference, but the Texas Education Agency will be taking over HISD. My phone is already ringing with interview requests because my position has always been they should take it. They should take it over and be done with it. And a lot of people don't understand why, but I mean, unless you've been hiding under a rock for the last 8 years, you really need to understand that these kids have not been getting any help. They've abandoned the Black and the Latino children as far as properly educating them. And it's more than enough corruption that has been caught, found, proven to be accurate, that they had to do what they had to do. So this is bigger than just somebody saying that a school is now a C-rated school. It's a lot of money that's been stolen. In the last bond, easily $300 to $400 million just gone. So, schools were not built properly. Trustees cutting side deals with, strong arming vendors and different things. So, I know a lot of people may be mad at the Commissioner of Education, and I get it. Trust me, I get it. But I'm deep inside of this thing, and I know what is going on. And they'll say, well, there's no corruption. Now, yes, it is. It's still corruption going on. We got $1.6 billion in ESSER funds, and our children don't have the basic necessities on Black and brown school campuses. As far as the union, let me tell y'all what y'all can't do. Every time there's an issue lately, you want to make it a civil rights issue. You want to handle things like you in the civil rights movement. You handled it wrong. You handled it totally wrong. So let me ask you a simple question. If you can, let me get my privacy settings right, because this thing it doesn't do that automatically. So let's go in here. Let's edit the privacies. Okay. Okay, so let's change it. And now let's share it. Now, here's the deal. This is not 1960. And for every one of y'all that went out there and beat your feet the last 2 weeks, what that marching got you? You didn't need to march. You needed to have conversations. And having conversations among yourself, among a bunch of people that don't know what the hell they doing, it didn't work. Yeah, we're going to go through hell to get back to heaven. I can promise you that. But at the end of the day, these kids deserve better. You teachers deserve better. Our budget for HISD on a yearly basis is over $2 billion. Then you stack on another $1.6 billion. And yet we got a $60 million deficit, and you found $300 million last year. So if you're just tuning in, I had to set my privacy settings. I got it straight from Austin. The Texas Education Agency will take over HISD. They will come in and install a board of managers, and we're going to have to deal with it. We're going to have to deal with it. We will be having a meeting, the community. Now, let's see if you show up now. Let's see if you care now. On the 26th at BH Ranch, because it doesn't matter who runs this school district. This is where I'm at, and I don't care who get mad, Republican, Democrat, whatever. I don't care who runs this school district. What's your plan to educate our kids? Because what you ain't going to keep doing is taking our money and our kids getting nothing out the deal. So it can be HISD, it can be TEA. I'm ready to give everybody the business. Because enough is enough. Enough is enough. And you've done people so bad. You treated Grenita Lathan like she was a dog. On top of that, tons of teachers lost their job, tons of principals, tons of paraprofessionals. You messed over everybody. It doesn't matter at this point if TEA will do a better job. They can't do no worse. Did TEA get caught by the feds stealing money? Did TEA do a walking quorum? See, we're talking about things that ain't got nothing to do with education that's getting the school district taken over. See, and I get it because a lot of y'all are educators, so you focus on the educational side of it. But there were violations of state and federal law. How long they gonna let that go on? I don't care how bad these people are to some people. How long is that gonna go on? You got trustees strong-arming vendors, forcing vendors to give them money out their contracts. You got trustees getting indicted by the feds, your COO indicted by the feds. That ain't got nothing to do with education. That got something to do with stealing money. So whether they do a good or a bad job, they get to do the job now. HISD lost the right to do it. On the 26th of March, the grassroots soldiers are getting together at BH Ranch. It can hold 5,000 people. What you waiting on? Because now we need to put some plans together on what needs to be done to fix our schools so that these kids can actually start performing at the highest level. Throughout all the marching and all the complaining, all the blaming, not one politician stood in front of that camera and offered a solution to stop our schools from failing. So even if they would have got away with it this year, we'd be in the same boat next year because a whole bunch of them going to fail the way when I pulled up that STAR test, the way they doing it this year, bro, we in trouble. Because a whole bunch of our kids ain't got laptops. That means they've not been learning the proper way. Let's go on over to Welch, where the principal refused to give poor kids a laptop because they don't have $25. How you think they going to do on the STAR test? See, it's too many games that have been played. It's too many games that have been played. And in business, you're either one of two things. And I say this all the time. You're either an asset or you're a liability. HISD is clearly a liability. And the people that's supposedly fighting, they won't address the fact that money's been stolen. They won't address the fact that laws have been broken, state and federal laws. They won't address the fact that nothing else has been done except Wheatley's a C-rated school right now. This ain't all about just Wheatley, man. So in case you're just tuning in, the Texas Education Agency will take over the Houston Independent School District. And for those of y'all that don't know what that means, God finna take us through hell to get us back to heaven. I can promise you that. So you can get ready for it. You can get ready to start marching again because you listen to the wrong people. So a lot of y'all going to end up marching again and protesting, and man, shit ain't worked since the 60s. If it worked, wouldn't be no cops killing nobody. Y'all had hell of a marches a couple of years ago, 3 years ago. And them cops still did what they did. Yes, they will give it back to HISD, Dana Clinton. I mean, they can start giving it back after 2 years. But you have to be performing in order for them to get it back. In order for them to get it back. Now, if they don't, then they'll add another 2 years on there. This can go on from 2 years to 5 years. It can just keep going on. If they don't get it in order, it is what it is. Yeah, you're going to get some schools chartered. That's why I'm telling you, we're finna go through hell to get to heaven. You're going to get some schools chartered. You're going to get some schools consolidated. You're going to get some schools closed. And guess what? Who you need to start blaming? All TEA is coming to do is the end result. So who hasn't done their jobs? Your tax money requires them to do their jobs. And they haven't done them. We're just talking about 8 years. They ain't done them for the last 30. So if you didn't want TEA to come in here and do what they were going to do, why you didn't do what you needed to do? They left those black and brown children and said, to hell with them. Get it how you live. That's what they did to them. Your social promotions and all that. You got kids graduating, reading on the 3rd grade level. How you justify this? How do you question anything? Well, first of all, let's get something straight, and text out. You say we will be like New Orleans, all schools will be chartered. Let's get something straight. Everything I just said about closing schools, consolidating schools, they were going to do that regardless. When I ran for school board 2 years ago and I campaigned, I prepared my community because I told them you're facing school closures. There's no way that you can keep schools open with only 200 kids in them. It's not possible. Not a regular comprehensive middle school, high school, or elementary. It can't happen. Economically speaking, it can't happen. So they were going to do that anyway. They'd already been talking about it. It was public. This is the reason y'all don't understand the setup. Let's go back to last year. Why did you switch all them principles around? If we did so well on the STAR test, and that's what you're dwelling on, why did you switch all them principles around? Because you needed certain schools to be unstable. So they put the ball in motion to tank us. Why the hell? I mean, I see, and you got a Houston Astros logo. Why in the hell would you remove Dusty Baker right now? You just won the World Series. Why would you remove him? This is what they did to some schools that went from F to A's. You removed the principal? Because they need those schools to tank. Then all the support that these kids need with this new curriculum they put in this year, they removed all the support. Y'all can't see the setup coming from your own school district? Why don't you ask these teachers how they like that new curriculum? They don't. Our kids are not grabbing it. And without support, they'll never grab it. So it is what it is. You know, Maraf will take the heat for everything, but Maraf ain't steal no money. What's up, dog? Maraf ain't steal no money. Maraf didn't get indicted by the feds. 2 times. He didn't get indicted by the feds. But our people did. And let me give it to you straight. All the messed up stuff coming from this school district, our people did. So here's the thing I want to put in your head also. Oh, the Republicans, they're going to destroy the school district. Well, the Democrats been running it for the last 30 years. So who put us in this bind? You want to hook the superintendent up with the mayor, and the mayor's going to tell him what to do. And How you feel today, Miller? You went hooked up with them powerful Negroes that don't know nothing. Man, go and pack your stuff, homeboy. Don't pack your stuff, man. The people that are shot calling, that wanted to run this school district, had no expertise in running the school district. The people that had you out there marching had no expertise in what they were doing trying to solve this problem. See, I told you the night I went to the meeting, ain't no old Negro spirituals gonna solve this. Because this bigger than Wheatley. This is called privatization. And all they had to do was do right. Give them kids what they need, let them blow it out the water. And it is what it is. When those people went to jail that night in that board meeting, we were fighting for 11 schools. How many you got flunking right now? That was 2018. 11. You well over 40. You got 25 rise schools by themselves that they supposed to get extra funding and support. They ain't even doing that for them kids. We went from 11 to 40. Something. It's over 40. And y'all telling me we need to keep doing this the same way? I don't know. I'm not a KIP guy. I'm not a KIP guy. But here's, you know what? How is KIP doing? I'm gonna put your comment up. KIP got the same kids we got there in all our black neighborhoods. So how is KIP doing better than HISD? One, their classroom size are smaller. Two, they have far more resources. They're using our tax money to do what they do. But here's the kicker that shocks a lot of people when I say it. They got the same kids. You pulled them out of public school and you put them in KIP. So you telling me that little dumb kid from over there can go to KIP and blow it out the water, but he can't do it in HISD. It ain't the kid, it's the system. It ain't the kid. Bottom line, they taking over the school district. Do what you need to do. I'm ready to rock and roll no matter how it go down. I don't care how it goes. Ain't nothing wrong with these kids, man. It's the system. And y'all don't want to change the system because the Negro, no, let me say it like Eric May said it last night. These handkerchief head Negroes got y'all messed up in the mind. Got you thinking everything that come down the pike is racist. Well, there must have been some racist federal agents that went in there that day and then surrounded the COO's house. Must have been some very racist federal agents. Must have been some racist federal agents that connected Rhonda Skilling Jones to getting them payments. See, we don't want to talk about the elephant in the room. You end up with this clown-ass superintendent when you had a decent superintendent. You had a decent one who just got our contract renewed in Missouri. He didn't want her. So this is where we at. But guess what? I'm going to use Yates for an example. It don't matter what you give us. We've been there almost 100 years. We'll survive. If you don't give us no funding, we figure out a way to make it. This is going to be a big adjustment to those that are used to getting what they want. This is going to be a very big adjustment. Because if they top heavy, y'all that's in the administration building might want to start looking for jobs. That's what you might want to do. Because sitting up in that motherfucker and Denise Watts eating all day doing your side gig, that ain't finna fly. You need to go and get your stuff anyway. They don't want you anyway. And that real live Mr. Potato Head dog, your deputy superintendent, you walking around there like you ain't got no issues. Why? Because you think your snake ass was in bed with him? I knew you was in bed with him. But get what, homie? You got to go too. Rick Cruz, Sean Bird, all y'all got to go. The only way we can have a house that's not infested with a bunch of cockroaches is you have to exterminate it. And the exterminator is on his way. If you're just tuning in, Texas Education Agency has decided to take over the Houston Independent School District. I'll probably be on some news channel tonight. I've been getting calls already, man. But it is what it is. We'll be all right. I need you to go take a nap if you're on spring break, and when you wake up, it's like bankruptcy. You'll be able to. It ain't gonna hurt you. But I always remember, somebody put us in this position. Somebody put us in this position. There's so many people that I know that are in other school districts that came from HISD because they treated them like dogs and they got them out because they cared about kids. Our kids don't have any support on these campuses. And the principals that are trying to make it happen, God bless them, because the district don't support them at all. But if you're in West U, your life is finna drastically change. Because this is gonna get ugly. I don't have much more to say. It is what it is. March 26, 2 p.m., BH Ranch. We need to find a way to fix our schools. I expect to see you. All the grassroots soldiers gonna be there. And elected politicians, we ain't doing no pep rallies. And we ain't doing no revivals. So if you come, let's see if you show up, since you care so much. And it's time for you to listen to the people. Because maybe the people just might know more than you actually know. Special edition of the Warzone. TEA taking over. Time to go to work, man.